Hello, thanks for sticking and staying with us here on Joy News on Multi TV, also live on DSTV channel 421. We were talking about Coach Kwesi Appiah. He's unveiling today. Our special coverage continues with more analysis from the studio alongside me, Kweku Ahin, and also from the ground with Benedict Owusu, who's watching all that's happening. Let's quickly rush over to the Ghana Football Association Secretariat, where we can catch a bit of the questions and answers ongoing right now.
Supporters, please, Benedict.
Well, Coach, because it's really nice for the stated in this technical team. I mean, are we going to see same happens in the leadership of the team in terms of Williams and captain?
Well, I want you of the controversial questions.
No, you see, I don't know whether to say it's a good question or it's a bad question. Because actually nothing has changed, you know. Nothing has changed, and for that reason, there's no need for any changes in terms of the captainship role. Unless if Jan is sick or injured, fine. You know, the next person, I think, which is Ayo, that is if he is in the team, then he takes the role. And that is how it's been always, for years now. You know, we're always looking at who is been in the team for a longer period. So it follows in that sequence. So, but for now, you know, there's nothing to worry about in that aspect.
Okay, I've been overruled once again. I'll take the question of the supporters and finish up with Chipsa.
All right. Coach, on behalf of the supporters, we also say congratulations. Coach, during the time that we were with the Blasters, we the supporters have been supporting you throughout your period until you part ways with the Blasters. Now you are reappointed. We are also going to support you in the team as well. Now, we want to ask, what you and your technical team intend to do to the supporters?
We also continue to support them. I will continue to support
Yeah, thank you very much. As you said, you know, when I was around, you supported me, and now that I'm back, you still put your support behind me. Maybe now I have to also look at how I can also support you. So let's pray. And then hope that, you know, we achieve our ambitions so that, you know, I'll be able to also support you as you requested. Thank you very much.
So, thank you very much, supporters. Zenga, Langabel, and Go for Kami. Thank you very much for the support. Keep on supporting. And Chipsa will have the final word. Like, I know you were going to give me the award, I'm giving you the chance.
We had issues where some members of the immediate past technical team were claiming unpaid salaries and some bonuses. I just want to brief the measures that have been put in place to make sure that such things never happen. In other words, new technical members be contracted. Thank you very much.
Well, Chipsa, I'm sure once we all agree that the national teams belong to the states, and so when it comes to remunerations, winning bonuses, per diem allowances, and all that, you expect that the Ministry of Youth and Sports handle those issues. Yes, it's true, there are still outstanding bonuses to the technical team of the immediate AFCON, but we believe that with the kind of relationship we enjoy with the ministry, we believe that those allowances will be paid, or the winning bonuses will be paid. So we are working hard. We've been to the ministry and they've assured us that we are working on it. Once the money is released, we'll make sure that those beneficiaries receive their monies. As to whether I cannot sit here and guarantee where the state pays goods, I don't have that kind of power. We only hope that when the request is sent, it's paid on time. But for me to guarantee prompt payment from the Ministry of Youth and Sports, I'm sorry, I don't have that. Oh yes. I don't know when I said they signed. All of them are going to be engaged on a 2 years contract, and so those are the terms and everything will be clear. Thank you, and thank you so much. I'll ask for your total support, and the media, we need your support to help bring the fans back to the stadium so that we can continue to win more matches, and Kwesi Appiah can also continue to excel for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Please, the supporters, you can give us some.
Well, so the unveiling of Black Stars coach Kwesi Appiah done at the GFA Secretariat. In a bit, we'll be speaking to Benedict Owusu, who interact with a number of journalists and, of course, connoisseurs of the game to talk about what they have seen. But here in the studio, I have Joy Sports Kwekwahen joining me. Kwekwahen, thank you once again for joining me.
Yeah.
And we would have to start with analysis and start with the technical team of Coach Kwesi Appiah. We will get into what he said in graphic detail in a bit. But now, let's talk about the technical team. So we can start with goalkeeper's trainer. That's Olele Kinson, Richard Kinson, former Black Stars goalkeeper, had done a lot recently with Great Olympics, or I told he's been coaching and all. But quickly, this is the big question. Has he got the expertise really to carry these boys on? Because you feel he's got a very good place to start from with some very good goalkeepers gifted already in the Ghana Premier League, like Felix Annan, like the Joseph Ados of late, like the Kwame Bass, like what we've got a whole lot, Razak Abaloras and all of that. Has he got what it takes to do this job?
No, he doesn't. Because he just need to look at it from the onset. What was Kwesi's problem with the Black Stars and Nasamu? That we had poor training techniques. The goalkeeper trainer was not giving him enough to what he already had. And that is the same thing we are going to face with Richard Kingston. Good goalkeeper, very good to train, not train, but as in give instruction. But goalkeepers need trainers. How are you going to select your best keeper out of the three if you have the three? Which drills will you take them through? What exactly are you going to use to select your best keeper? As of now, Richard Kingston has nothing on it. Probably he's going to learn on the job. But from hindsight, from the beginning of this discussion, no. Richard Olele Kingston has nothing to add to the players that we have, especially the foreign-based players who have seen it all and have gone through improved and technological ways of goalkeeping.
Well, the question is that we're probably faced with this Zidane situation, and you know, where Zidane had to more like land on the job. He's at Real Madrid, he's doing it. He didn't have what it really takes. I don't think he's still doing what he's supposed to do at Real Madrid, but somehow the results are coming in. Can Richard Olele Kingston start from a point where I have been in this team before, the boys will submit to him, and he can try to pass on his experience, not necessarily what he has learned as a coach, because we know not too much in that area.
No, if it's experience, then any past goalkeeper can also pass his experience. You see, the difference is that Zidane had coaches under him who were able to chip him with advice. You can do this and you can do that here. But Richard Kingston will be a boss on his own. He has no assistant goalkeeping coach. Kwesi Appiah will be relying on him to give him advice. This goalkeeper has done this, he's done this. What will he use? Does he have the eyes to scout for a good goalkeeper? What to make him choose Felix Annan over Balora? What to make him choose Brahma over Kwarase? Those things, I think, is a very big no for Richard Kingston now.
So you think we've shot ourselves in the foot? Because one of the key problematic areas of the Black Stars with the goalkeeping department, because it's a department where we have great goalkeepers, somehow they cannot make it. And you made the point that Adam Lassen Kwarase says these guys are not professional enough. He decides to come back, feigns an injury, does not play at all. And it's Olele Kinsing there. So, I mean, what would you expect him to do anyway if you had to advise him? Because he's been handed the job anyway.
I think the best he can do now is the normal catch and dive drills, and the person who comes out best. But even if you look at it, football, everything is a whole full bouquet now. And even coaching, goalkeeping coaching has to do with the way your team will play.
Anything the goalkeepers trainers, they go to the normal coaching.
The normal coaching, because the way you play also depends on how your goalkeeper starts. Because right now we've got this new technique of playing from the back and everything. I mean, Richard Kingston, excuse to be a bit harsh, but he doesn't have what it takes at the moment. He has to work on instincts for now.
So that's a very difficult one there for the Ghana Football Association, obviously, and for those of us who are watching this. And again, question is, then we have moved steps backward from Nasamu, who was the former goalkeepers trainer. Okay, let's talk about the assistant coach's situation. We have 2 assistant coaches, and from what the Black Stars Management Committee Chairman, George Defree, said, it means one coach will be assigned to the local Black Stars, the other will pay attention to the Black Stars. Quickly, my question for you is, we have seen Kwesi Appiah work under former coach Milivan Raivach in 2009-2010 when he dealt with the local Black Stars. And the 2 of them were able to deal with the local Black Stars and the main Black Stars team. Why did we necessarily need a second assistant coach to do the same job of which Kwesi Appiah did so well when he was an assistant coach to Milivan Raivach?
It's very simple. Job for the boys. Because they just need to find a way to keep Maxwell Kunedu doing this job. Because he's failed even at the local Black Stars coach. His best was the final against Libya where we lost on penalties. Our last chance competition, we failed woefully. He decided to leave the team in the middle of preparations to go and follow the Black Stars in a needless friendly against Canada. So it's just something that they need to appease Maxwell Kunedu. From where I sit, I feel it's something they just want to give to him. Because he's done nothing to improve the local Black Stars. He's done nothing. He's no camping. He's been in Ghana. He's been in this job since 2013 or 2014. He's not done anything. He's not improved any player. He's basically not done anything. It's something he's just doing. It's something they've just given to him. So it's up to him to prove us wrong this time and make sure that the local Black Stars have a good standing. It's about time these local players win something, especially the Chan.
Well, then Maxwell Kunedu would say, well, maybe Alan Grant I wasn't listening to. We heard of that. We heard that a couple of times. But the question is, Maxwell Kunedu was assistant coach of Kwesi Appiah when he had the job. And that's what I'm saying, that even if this is something that Kwesi Appiah had called for, Maxwell Kunedu was assistant coach of Kwesi Appiah when he had the job first, 2012 to 2014. He was still the assistant coach of Avram Grant. Kwesi Appiah was sacked, Maxwell Kunedu was assistant coach. Avram Grant was sacked, Maxwell Kunedu was assistant coach. Kwesi Appiah is reappointed, and Maxwell Kunedu is still the assistant coach. If he's so good as assistant coach, why hasn't he graduated to becoming the Black Stars coach and ended there?
It's a rhetorical question. No, it's something that only the FA will be able to answer because, honestly, apart from his core duty and Avram Grant, that was fixing the course and getting the players to the physical training. Jamie Lawrence.
Are you sure that was the core duty?
That was his core duty because from Gerard Nunes was making all the tactical decisions. Yeah. So his core duty was the physical aspect. And even in that field, Jamie Lawrence, a physical trainer, was also brought in. So what was Maxwell Kunedu doing under Avram Grant? It's something, it's baffling. It's baffling to see what he's still doing in the team. Probably they need to come out and give us a clear plan as to...
I mean, George Defree attempted saying that he says that, okay, they needed somebody who had the institutional memory, somebody who's got the history, somebody who understands what's happening in the Black Stars. But if you were looking for that, I think Kwesi Appiah and Ibrahim Tango were just enough. Exactly. And I'll be really surprised if Kwesi Appiah had said, I wanted Maxwell Kunedu. From all the way hearing from our sources, he definitely didn't want Maxwell Kunedu in the squad.
No, he didn't. He did not want him because he was there with him in 2014. If they were supposed to go down, they were supposed to go down together. People in quotes were saying he did some concern. He kept himself in the team. I think it's something that, from the look of things, it was imposed on Kwesi Appiah. But right now, we can't complain. Let's just hope that something good comes out of Maxwell Kunedu.
We're paying close attention to that. Already some work has started with the local Black Stars and players being called. We're told that is part A of the players that have been called to the local Black Stars. We'll see how Maxwell Kunedu gets that in there. He's been in that job before, so let's see if he can really work it out there. Another point of call will be former captain Tornado, Stephen Appiah. He's been appointed now as the technical coordinator of the team. That means that per the analysis, there's no team manager. And we're looking at it, it looks like team manager job has been divided into two. We've got the welfare manager, we've got the technical coordinator. So let's look at what Stephen Appiah brings on board. Stephen Appiah has been part, whether officially or not officially, he has been part of the Black Stars technical team before. Maybe he wasn't named, but at the 2014 World Cup, Stephen Appiah was in the room with the boys when they went haywire looking for their monies. How does he change, the whole scenario this time, getting into it and being named as the technical coordinator? I expect he'll be speaking a lot to the boys.
Yeah, I think that's what he's supposed to do. I think now he's got a tag. He's much more official, so the boys will try and afford him that respect. In Brazil, obviously things went wrong, and we don't need to lick old wounds. But I think there's something more professional about it now. He's got a title. He's supposed to work with the team, and if you disrespect him, you are going against others. I think the boys they've got a code of conduct now, apparently. So that's one thing that will be. But my biggest question about this appointment is then what's the role of Otia Kenting now? Because Otia Kenting is the technical director of the Ghana Football Association, and he's supposed to oversee every technical decision of the team. So then why do you bring a technical coordinator? What's the link between Kwesi Appiah, Stephen Appiah, and Otia Kenting?
Was it a situation where the Ghana Football Association needed Stephen Appiah, and you see, it almost looks like it's a late rally to get Ghanaians to support the Black Stars from where they've gone. Names like Stephen Appiah, names like Olele Kinson, names like Kwesi Appiah just does the job for them. But it looks like they were faced with a situation where they couldn't give him the job of a team manager. That would mean he had to be running about, getting the boys justice and everything. So they had to find something diplomatic. And it looked like they've landed on the technical coordinator. Exactly.
And even if you listen to Kwesi Appiah's quote, he said the man will be scouting for him. So obviously he just shot himself in the foot. If you've got a scout, then what will your assistant be doing? What will you be doing yourself? Stephen Appiah shouldn't be the one scouting. He should be the one going to Kodjo Asamoah, trying to convince Kodjo Asamoah to come back to the fold because we need his experience. He's supposed to tell them when we are about to play a match, he's been there, he's seen everything before. Stephen Appiah should be the man to tell them, no, let's do this, take your time. These are certain things that are supposed to be done. What ability does Stephen Appiah have to be scouting? It's ridiculous, very ridiculous.
At one point, Kwesi Appiah, and for Stephen Appiah, he had already always said that he was not interested in coaching. So He's not really gone anywhere there. So once again, we can talk about any expertise for Kwesi Appiah, for Stephen Appiah.
No expertise.
With respect to scouting, should we hope that Kwesi Appiah himself slipped in talking about what his technical coordinator was expected to do in this circumstance?
It's too early to say yes, that would be harsh on him. But that it's pointing to that direction, because when you say that somebody should scout for you, probably he wanted to say he's going to get to talk to the Inaki Williams and the other foreign-based Ghanaians abroad to try and convince them to switch nationality. That's the only way we can talk, because what's there to scout? You've seen the Ghanaians, Kwesi Appiah in his first spell had a monitor that was giving him the performance data of every player. So what's the scouting for? Probably he needs somebody to go and talk to foreign. Inaki Williams is there, go and talk to him, try and convince him to come and play for Ghana. Maybe that would be the role of Stephen Appiah, not to go and scout. I think Kwesi Appiah got it wrong on that call.
Yeah, Kwesi Appiah got it. I'm hoping that was a slip for Kwesi Appiah. Given the nature of the press conference itself, it looked all hurried, it looked rushed, it didn't look too controlled, just to be fair. Because the speech of George Afriyie, the vice president of the Ghana Football Association, just scanty, didn't really point out there. We'll get to the pointers in a bit. But again, with these former Black Stars players who are joining the set, unfortunately, Kweku, and it might seem we're hitting so hard and running more the negatives, but they have not shown that they can pick these boys and lead them on. For these guys we're talking about, no issue of Stephen Appiah having let somebody to Juventus or Olele Kinson using his ties at Galatasaray to push somebody here or there already. So with that link and expecting them to try to talk to some of these players to come in and all, I'm wondering how all of this happens.
I think it's more of a case of man management. That's what they are looking at, because that's where Kwesi Appiah failed woefully in his first call. So more about man management, trying to use their influence, because you've got Stephen Appiah is that Italian background, trying to talk to Free Aqua, trying to talk to Emmanuel Ajumabedu, try and get unity in the team, because that's what the Black Stars need. When you get everybody together in the Black Stars, I think they are one of the teams to beat in the world. So that's the first angle they are trying to look at. They are ignoring every other aspect, trying to get everybody on board, trying to get a united house, and then they take it forward from there. So that could be the rationale behind this course.
We will hear from Kwesi Appiah once again. on what he intends to do for the Black Stars when he was given the opportunity to open the speech. Apart from thanking everyone, he spoke about two key things. Yes, and that's critical. He spoke about having a successful term, doing everything to ensure the Black Stars team will do well, and adds that he's going to ensure as well that the Black Stars will have a future to look forward to, give them the bed. I think he's done all of that. Questions about whether he can win trophies or not. Well, what people wanted to hear from, because where we are, 35 years, 37 years and counting, we're going, no trophies. Ghanaians want to know if the coach is capable of landing the trophies. Was he scared to go there? Because for these things, he has already done them with the Black Stars in his first stint.
I think he was scared to commit himself to guaranteeing, or not guaranteeing, but assuring us of ending our trophy drought, because that's what every Ghanaian, probably, and I have not seen a Black Stars win any trophy up to now. But he didn't want to shoot himself in the foot too early. He was trying to go, oh, Mr. Nice, Mr. Cool Guy, we want to build a Black Stars. But the truth of the matter is, George Free said it point blank, that we need to win the AFCON, and Kwesi Appiah needs to stop. We need to build this. We all know he's a good builder. He's done it with the Black Stars. Even at Al Khartoum, he did it. We know that we need a trophy, and he's supposed, the earlier somebody pushes him to get him to start talking about the 2019 AFCON, the better for everybody. We are not going to talk about building. He's going to build. We know he will bring young players, people in Sudan. I think Abednego Tete and everybody will come to the Black Stars. But what are you going to do with them? Can you get them to win a trophy? That's what every Ghanaian wants.
Right, so quick one here at Main Studio. Special analysis coming your way and a special coverage of the Black Stars coach Kwesi Appiah's unveiling that took place some few minutes ago at the GFA Secretariat in Accra. Now, we'll take a short break, but that's what we do. We'll play back Kwesi Appiah's speech. Of course, we'll hear from Georgia Free as well. When we come back, more analysis here, and we're also going to be linking up with Benedict, who is on the ground speaking with some journalists. Enjoy this speech. Make of it what you will. We're back after this.
Vice Chairman of the Black Star Management Committee, Mr. Wilfred Oselkwaku, a senior most member of the FA and member of the legal committee of the FA, Mr. Ernest Thompson, our new Black Star coach, Mr. Kwesi Appiah, members of the Black Star Management Committee, members of the Executive Committee present, members of the newly appointed Black Star Technical Team members, the writer, chairman or president of SWAG. I can see some representatives of sponsors here present, our friends from the media, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. And let me apologize for the late delay of this program. My duty here this afternoon is very simple: to introduce to you the reappointment of former Ghanaian international, former coach of the Black Stars, Kwesi Appiah. About 3 years ago, we parted ways nicely. And today, it's come back like what has happened in so many jurisdictions. Even in our own jurisdictions, we've had times when the likes of C.K. Jemfi, the late like C.K. Jemfi, was once the head coach. He was reappointed, same as Coach Sam Dudu. On several occasions, came back as the coach of the Black Stars. Today, Coach Kwesi Appiah has been reappointed back as the head coach of the Black Stars. Coach Kwesi Appiah will be responsible also as the head coach of the Chan team, or the local Black Stars, as some people call it, or the Black Star B, as my friend and colleague, the chairman of the Chan team, has just told me this morning that he wants the team to be called the Black Star B. I want to share with you some few milestones set for Kwesi Appiah, Kwesi Appiah. It is not the case that because Kwesi Appiah is one of our own,
and so therefore he was given the job on a silver platter. James Kwesi Appiah, like so many other coaches, went through screening and he applied, he was shortlisted, interviewed, and he was given the job on merit. Let me state here clearly that during the interview sessions, Coach James Kwesi Appiah exhibited and proved that he understands the Ghanaian situation better, he understands the position vacant better, and he is more prepared and more matured to take up the position of the Black Stars. And so the selection committee had no difficulty at all to appoint him as the coach of the Black Stars. Now I want to take you through some of the milestones set for Coach James Kwesi Appiah. First is to build a very strong national team, A and B. 2 is to qualify us to the AFCON 2019. 3 is to win us the AFCON 2019. And 4, he should employ his possible best to qualify the Black Stars to the World Cup 2018. And let me repeat it. I want to go back again, and I'm sure these are the most important ones. We say that Coach James Kwesi Appiah should qualify us to the AFCON 2019. I don't think this is a tall order. You are referring to a Ghana Black Star team that has been to the semi-final of the last 6 editions. So to say a coach should qualify us to AFCON is not a tall order. I repeat, you are referring to a Black Star team that has been to the last 4 of the last editions of the AFCON. So to say Coach James Kwesi Appiah should win AFCON 2019 is not a tall order. But listen to the last one. I said he should employ his possible best to qualify us to the World Cup. And what you need to first ask those who are saying it's a tall order, is that a termination clause? Is that a clause that says if you don't qualify us to the World Cup, you are fired or not? That is what should be interesting to most of you. The last one says, employ your possible best to qualify us to the World Cup. And I believe that we want to go to the World Cup, and inshallah, we still have the dream alive. On this note, I have the singular honor to introduce to you the reappointment and the new coach for the Black Stars, Mr. James Kwesi Appiah.
Yeah, thank you very much. The acting president of the FA, the management committee members, fellow Ghanaians, the media men, I'm really pleased to see each and every one here today. I mean, you being here, I don't think it's to look at the Vice President's face. I believe that you're here because of me, and I really appreciate that. I would like to actually thank, all Ghanaians for giving me this opportunity, more especially to the FA, to having confidence in me and giving me opportunity for the second time. I also would like to thank, the President of the country, Nana Akufo-Addo, for the support, that is put behind me when I visited him, that you always be there to support me. And then, to the ministry for also their support when I came over. I believe every single Ghanaian, majority, you don't expect everyone to love your coming back, but automatically, the good thing is majority of Ghanaians, are really happy to see our own managing our affairs. And for that reason, I really, really appreciate everyone for that opportunity. I cannot do this work alone. I'm 100% sure Ghanaians wanted me to come back, you know, with the intention that our own should try to achieve something for our country. So I will plead that every Ghanaian should put his prayers and so every support that you have, every suggestions that you have that will make the country proud again. I will urge each and everyone to be behind me. I will do everything within me to make sure, you know, the success or the laurels that Ghana used to win, you know, we are able to achieve. During my term, I will do the best within me to make sure that Ghana has got a team, not a team for today, you know, a team for 2-3 years time, a team for the next 10 years. That's my ambition. Even if I'm here for 1 month or 1 year, I want to put something down that, okay, Kwesi started this, but the other side of it is, how are we going to continue, you know, the project that has been started? So, and as I said earlier, I can never do anything without the support and help from each and everyone here, especially the media. On this note, I will say a big thank you for coming, and I'll make myself available for any questions. Just don't give me hard questions to answer. Thank you very much.
Well, the way we have the questions to, you know, answer, we'll get into that question and answers. And of course, here, there are more questions that Kwesi Appiah needs to answer going into this. It's not going to be, you know, an easy ride, obviously. He needs to get the job done. Quick one here, still hearing me in the studio. We're doing some more analysis on this. So, quickly, let's start with Kwesi's targets first from George Appiah. And George Appiah spoke about the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations. Ghana needs to qualify for that and win. And didn't really talk about the 2018 CHAN.
That's
so. Well, I don't know.
Misplaced priorities. That's the best thing that can come to my mind. Because proud to his appointment, they made it clear to everybody that the next Black Stars coach will be the coach of the Black Stars and the coach of the local Black Stars. So once you have made that clear, you should also come out and say you need to win the CHAN. Because like you rightly pointed out initially, the person has been to the CHAN final in 2011, been to the CHAN final in 2014, we've lost. So it's also the same logic that George Appiah said, you've been to the semi-finals of the Cup of Nations. That same logic should also tell you that you've been to the finals, so the next edition of the CHAN you should win. But it seems that's not their priority, unfortunately. I'm
sorry, but I don't know if well, the press conference wasn't taken as professional as it was, because even if you look at the lineup, you look at the technical team. The technical team clearly states that Max Okunedo is in charge of the local Black Stars. And the next appointment, the next assignment of the local Black Stars should be the 2018 CHAN. Qualify, go into that and win. And as you rightly stated, the CHAN team, or let's call it the Black Stars B, as they would call it, have been to the finals twice. So it's surprising that nothing of that sort was mentioned.
Nothing. Just not. I think it's misplaced priorities. It might sound harsh, but that's what it is. They just name the local Black Stars for the sake of it. Because there's nothing, only laurels. There are a lot of things missing from his targets. We should have a philosophy. What type of football do we want to see from the Black Stars? That should trickle down to the local Black Stars, to the Meteors, to the Satellites, to the Starlets. What is it? There's nothing to mention. And that should be part of his target, because that's what a national football coach should be doing. He should be handling that. What is the succession plan? What's the transition plan from Starlets to Satellites to Meteors? Nothing of that sort. So already you can see that it's a vague target they've set for him. They just did it for the sake of it. I think they need to sit down with him well and plan something, because this is, it's a joke.
Yeah, unless there's something more detailed, and probably wasn't read out. But to tell the coach who's going to be paid close to $35,000 a month that he should just go and get us to the Africa Cup of Nations 2019 and win it, and that's just about it, and try his possible best to qualify the Black Stars to the World Cup, which obviously doesn't really look likely. And he adds that it's not a termination clause. It's not a clause that says that if he doesn't qualify us to the World Cup, he's going to get sacked or fired. Kwesi Appiah's job is so easy. Qualifying the Black Stars to the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations should be really easy.
Ethiopia, Sierra Leone, Kenya. I think we can coach the Black Stars.
Yes, to go there. There's just no way the Black Stars won't qualify to the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations. It's all about going there and you know, go and win. And like you were talking about, key things we've got to do with the technical department of the Black Stars. Well, we have a Black Stars coach, but the technical department is a problem. So identity is key. And we've seen a fantastic under 17 team already playing out in Gabon. Nothing said of that. Kwesi Appiah, when he was speaking, said that, okay, he's going to ensure he gives us a future, you know, something to go on. But you feel that the Black Stars management committee should have added, get the teams, get the transition going from under 17 to under 20 to under 23 to the Black Stars, because we've not been doing that for a long time.
Exactly. It's quite unfortunate because we've got this Black Starless team playing this fantastic brand of football. This team is also a bit tactical. They also play a different brand of football. But League Jabez team is also playing a different style of football. That's the Black Metals. Even Max Okunedu and Kwesi Appiah are two different type of coaches. They play differently. Yeah. So then which direction are we heading towards? We should see a team that agro football that we claim is ours. We should see it running through from the top down to the bottom. It's lacking. I think this where Otia Kenton should really earn his money.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I don't know if Otia Kenton can earn his money then. But Otia Kenton has been with the Ghana Football Association for how long? And it's difficult to see his imprints really. And there's nothing so far as we speak as a style of the Black Stars or what we play. We've got nothing. Okay, so if we were looking at solving that as well, we have a technical coordinator in Stephen Appiah. So how does this all work? It's not looking organized.
It's not looking organized at all because you've got your technical coordinator and you told you now you should go and scout for players. Is he going to scout for players or is he supposed to get a team and a nice way of playing for us? I think they should sit down. Everything is in a rush. Everything looks rushed for now. Even next 2 weeks we are going to play against Ethiopia in the AFCON qualifier. So I think after that they need to sit down again and put things together. Everything looks comical at the moment.
Yeah, maybe they have to do, because you remember the initial announcement was that Kwesi Appiah was going to be unveiled on the 1st of May. And the media had come down crashing and given them a lot of pressure why there was no word on who the technical team were or who was actually part, what Kwesi Appiah was going to do, his targets. And so from all indications, this looked like they had to put it together and get it out of the way.
Upon second thought, I don't think this thing was rushed because when Kwesi Appiah was appointed way back in April, we all knew Ibrahim Tanko was going to be his assistant. Yeah. We all knew that Max Okunedu would find his way into. We all knew Stephen Appiah. So that means they just did. It looks like they were just doing something for the sake of it, just to please Ghanaians, just say, okay, Stephen Appiah is in the Black Stars, so let's all come and support the Black Stars. They did not sit down and think through the roles and responsibilities. They did not give them a clear job description. Because everybody knew this backroom stuff. Even when you wake somebody up from slumber, he'll be able to give you this thing. It's just poor job descriptions. It looks like those in charge of football in the country are good in terms of certain aspects, but getting a team and putting technical things down, it's a bit faulty in that regard.
Well, that's it. We'll be getting into the question and answers. We'll play that for you so you can enjoy the questions that were put forward. I mean, Benedict Owusu always having, head on. What do you call it? Interesting stuff. But anytime he goes out there to ask his questions, so we'll get in that in a bit for you. But just key things that came out of that. Should I just touch that as we go? Now, on everybody's mind was the question about the captaincy and whether Asamoah Gyan was going to be in there or Dede Ayew was going to be in there. Kwesi Appiah's answer to that, and you realize later when we played, was that he thinks there's no problem and things must just stay the way it is. What do you make of his appreciation of the captaincy problem in the Black Stars?
And then he made a very, I can't say sarcastic, but it was very, I don't know how to put the word. I was
if he's in the team.
If Ayew is in the team. I mean, everybody, it's no secret the problems the Ayew brothers had with Kwesi Appiah. And for him to make such a comment, it could be in the heat of the moment, but that thing shouldn't come out. Because when you say if he's in the team, and he could have also said if Asamoah Gyan is not in the team. From the outside, they make it look also good, and there's nothing wrong. But that's one of his major problems he should be able to solve before everything goes. He's supposed to bring the boys together. Hey, Gyan, we are the captain. They're supposed to support you. But when you come out and you start saying if A is in the team, if B is in the team, and then it's a bit of a trouble that he's trying to create for the Black Stars.
Kwesi Appiah was around when Goran Stevanovic was, and he knew how things escalated in South Africa. And that press conference, fiery press conference, when all the media men were on the edge, that was interesting. So he knows how this can get. And Dede Ayew has come out to say, I have no problem with Asamoah Gyan. Asamoah Gyan has come out to say, I've got no problem with Dede Ayew. But we follow the team and we know all is not well. He needs to appreciate the problem and solve this once and for all moving forward.
But the problem started from him because he was the one who appointed Asamoah Gyan as the captain. So he's the genesis, so he should end it. He should find a way to solve the situation. The earlier, the better.
We'll activate the lines as we go, and you tell us what you make of Kwesi Appiah. The target is set for him, and of course his opening speech. We'll hear from you on that, and so you can get yourself ready on that. 0302211691, 0302211691. We'll hear from you on that. But let's do some more. Let's do some more. We're sticking with the Black Stars and sticking with the technical team because it's just about time to talk about Ibrahim Tanko. Comes in with loads of experiences to do this job and support Kwesi Appiah. It almost looks like that was the beloved son of Kwesi Appiah. That's the man he truly wanted to work with. Tell me, what does Ibrahim Tanko bring on board, and how can he help Kwesi Appiah?
He's the coach of Black Stars. To be honest with you, Kwesi Appiah looks like he's just a figure going to stand there because 2014 we had players complaining poor training techniques from Kwesi Appiah. They do, in coach, Chenabo. They just share and go and play at training. But this is a coach. The Tanko is somebody who's studied football. He's gone abroad. He's learned under Thomas Franke. Great coaches. He's also technological because right now you need to have coaches who are able to use things, able to understand what is happening at every moment in time. And that's what Tanko is going to bring to the Black Stars. We are going to have improved training sessions. We are going to have more detailed tactics. We are going to have varying ways of playing. And we are going to have people who will be able to analyze our opponents. Kwesi Appiah was more, not to me so harsh, but he was a bit lacking in that aspect, and I think Ibrahim Tanko will complement him on that side.
Well, that's Ibrahim Tanko. So we see he's also not outspoken, quiet man, but will be hoping to do the job. And we all saw what he did with he dropped the double lines of Cameroon, and he worked well. And as you said, under great coaches, also part of the renaissance of that team, ensuring that the youth players got into it. And already you see Ibrahim Tanko on a couple of grounds. So definitely the infusion of those players, the fusion of the players will be working out there. Now that's one we'll be looking forward to as well. But yeah, still with this Kwesi Appiah and his technical team and the job they've got to do at this point. If you look at the entire technical team, put this and compare to what we've got. In terms of the budgets, I think we're going higher because we've hired more, have we? And we're stepping out of a situation where we had issues with, an assistant coach who thought he was a video, or we thought he was a video analyst, came to be an assistant coach. I mean, budgetary concerns there for the Black Stars because we have shot up. We split the team manager into two. We've got technical coordinator, we've got the welfare, we've got the Mazar, we've got the video, we've got the two assistant coaches, we've got the Black Stars. We will not have the detail of how much everybody is taking, but everybody's going to be taking something. And we know Kwesi Appiah leads that with 35,000, with 5,000 going to old players and old coaches. That scenario.
It's very difficult. I think it's an appreciation of what we're already paying.
Yeah.
Because Tanko, Kunedu are going to take huge amounts. Kingston, Stephen Appiah will not come for cheap at all. So that alone is going to affect our finances. And you can see that there's already a problem with GNPC. I read somewhere just now that there was even no sign of GNPC at the unveiling. So that's a problem.
Yeah, GNPC have made the point. I think it was pretty clear, even though the sports minister, Honorable Isaac Isiama, came out to say, there were no problems. The government was in charge, government will ensure it goes. GNPC would not sponsor the Black Stars directly. They will pay Kwesi Appiah's salary, and that's it. All, yeah. And we didn't see them there. So that's the situation. So budgetary concerns.
It's a problem now. It's a big problem. Unless somebody is going to do some charity work for the Black Stars, maybe Appiah or Olele will be doing charity work for the Black Stars, but this is a big problem. I don't know how they're going to factor that out. Maybe that could be the cause of the delay in making these announcements, but it's going to cause huge financial losses to us. It's going to be a burden for us, especially when our president is also on a cost-cutting measure with the whole finances of the state. We'll see how this will sit in with the budget of the Ministry of Finance.
Okay, we have a call on the line. Let's find out from Imoro what he thinks about Kwesi Appiah after watching him. Have we lost Imoro? Imoro, good afternoon. Thank you very much for joining us. Okay, we lost Imoro. We'll get back to Imoro. There was a question that Kwesi Appiah was asked. And you know in the build-up to looking for a new coach, Wilfred Osei, also known as Palmer, came out to say, okay, well, local coaches can't really do the job. Now a local man or a local coach is in charge, and he was asked, can he work with, Palmer? What did you make of the response?
At the end of at the end of his answer, he, funny enough, said something, and he came out. The microphones picked it. Yeah, be fun, sir. That's what the cameras pick. So let's see. He's heard about it, but he's willing to work with the man. It's for the good of everybody. He claims he's looking for the good of Ghana, and so if somebody's supposed to work against him, it's going to motivate him to do something great. So, as he said, maybe the two of them will be at loggerheads for the good of Ghana. If they're going to do that, and Ghana is going to be positive, and Ghana is going to win, and Ghana is supposed to be at where we are, then both of them, it will be great for us. But you obviously don't expect everybody to be on your side. If everybody's on your side, you're not going to. You don't have enough checks and balances. So it's great, and in quotes, you're very fun, sir.
We'll take it that way. Let's hear from Gattuso. Gattuso is on the line. Thank you very much, Gattuso, for joining us. Good afternoon. What do you have to say?
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Gattuso from Tamale. What I have to say is I think I would plead on every Ghanaian to let's put our support for Kwesi Appiah, because the national team has been there with so much problems here and there, and trust me, this is the best backroom staff that we got in the country. It's the best, and I think let's just put our prayers behind the national team, and I think Kwesi Appiah I see Kwesi Appiah to succeed.
Okay, thank you very much, Gattuso, for your call. We can pick more calls before we step out. 0302 211 or 0262 208 8851. We can hear from you on that. Quickly, it's clear that the FA has won the battle when it comes to getting people to support the Black Stars with the kind of names they've got in. But you have, I can't really look at it, apart from the Mazar, the technical, the psychologist and the what? We maybe just have Ibrahim Tank on the technical side. That's a plus for the team.
Yeah, that's it. But you need to balance every aspect. If you are going to balance the technical aspect, like I said, the goalkeeping department is lacking. But maybe Ibrahim Tanko can also oversee to that department as well.
Technical coordinator.
Scouts.
No,
but okay. Well, man management, that's one thing that's killing the Black Stars, and they've been able to rectify that situation. Because
Adams is calling us from Tamale. Adams, good afternoon. Hello, Adams. Have we lost Adams on the line? Hello, Adams. Okay, we lost Adams on the line. You can still call at least the next 5 minutes before we step out. Our special coverage of the unveiling of Black Stars coach Kwesi Appiah as his second coming. And we know the stories about second comings. They've often not ended really well. But let's see if he can shake this up, especially when he's got some usual faces, familiar faces still in that technical team, and that setup for him. We look forward to that. Of course, Kwesi Appiah's job will start as early as June next month. Is up against Ethiopia. It's a hurdle he should try to, definitely scale. But before that, let's hear from Jojo. Jojo is on the line. Jojo, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. Please, how are you?
I am good, Jojo. Let's hear from you.
Oh, okay. I want to get something right. When you look at the outdoor today, and I want to believe, based on your analysis on Saturday, that's why they rushed to this. So I think it is high time GFA need to be serious. Because from the look of things, they were not prepared. Look at, you are a professional man. Look at the hotel. Are we trying to say, is that what we can do? At least if we were to do it at cash person or somewhere, that would have been okay. To me, I don't like, it is appalling. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Jojo. And I think that's the point we said. It looked rushed, it looked hurried, it didn't look organized. Everybody was flying everywhere. I didn't see sheets, I didn't see organized speeches being given. Even when the whole contract was being read out, or maybe when his targets were being read out, clearly that is there for everyone to see, that the FA had some work to do with that.
And once you even mentioned contract, they've made we all know it's a 2-year contract, but did they mention the terms? How is it renewable? What will happen when his contract ends? Nothing was done. It's so haphazard, unfortunately.
So, Adams is calling us from Tamale. Then I have a final question for you. We'll push you too hard to the wall. Adams, good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Thank you for joining us. Let's hear from you.
and the Kevin was watching back so that we blame our squad strong.
Okay, thank you very much, Adams from Tamale. I thought he answered the question about Sule and Kevin Prince-Bourne. He said if they're playing well, why not? He'll call them into the team. Okay, so we know Kwesi Appiah, whatever it was, his team was divided. Some players liked him, others didn't like him. How does he get this team together and start working with them? Because he needs to unify them. And I'm sure there are a couple of Black Stars players. I have John from, is it Paul? Paul from Tamale. Paul, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, George.
Paul, let me hear from you.
George, I'm very, very happy about today, especially about the technical team. What I want to say is that they should do everything possible to get Kwesi Appiah succeed. But for the Ghanaians, we are all supporting them. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Paul. We can do some 2-3 more calls before we step out. 0302211691. Oh, Evans is calling us from Tamale. We've got massive following there. Hey, Evans, how are you doing this afternoon?
I'm well by grace. But
good.
This one from Tamale. I'm from Kumasi, Ranzamechi.
Oh, okay. Let's hear from you, Evans. Let's go.
Well, I think that Kwesi Appiah's appointment is a step in the right direction. Basically, he's the right man for the job right now. Looking at how the team was rejected after Van Grant's departure. But what amuses me much is Mashokunu's inclusion. I think that it wasn't necessary, honestly. Being there from 2012 to today, that is almost 5 years and above, and still he's not progressing. He's just retrogressing in a way. I think that Kwesi Appiah should have just worked with Ibrahim Tanku only and just have his peace of mind, because definitely this man will not help you just by acting like a typical Ghanaian or typical African. I think that is the only thing that baffles me. I think Mashokunudu should have been just ejected. He has no business being
in the Black Stars.
That's
okay.
my point.
Thank you very much, Evans. Let's go to Kujo. Kujo is calling us from Ho. Kujo, good afternoon.
Hello.
Yeah, Kujo, good afternoon. Let's hear from you.
Good afternoon, George.
Yes, let's hear from you.
Yes, George, my problem with Kwesi is that he's not able to... Yes, good afternoon, George.
Yes, go ahead. I'm hearing you.
Yes, my problem with Kwesi is that the timing. He's not able to effect the substitution on time. That's my problem with him. So if he can work on that, I think he'll go a long way to help the nation. But apart from that, George, I have a question for you.
Yes.
The Mafians, those who took him out of the job, are they gone? What is he bringing up? What new thing is he bringing on board to reach those people? Because I know that much as those people are there, he's coming to do nothing. And I'll advise him to be a man of his soul. He should have the balls to command the team. He should select his own players. He should not select players for him. After that, we are just going to waste money again. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I know the phone lines are buzzing. We'll probably leave this for more discussions on Saturday. We try to do this. Unfortunately, we have to just rush out of the studio. Key questions about the Mafia. I think it's still the same set that he worked with in terms of the Black Stars Management Committee. Everything is the same. Max Okunudu is still in the set. It's just that he's come on with Ibrahim Tanko and Stephen Appiah and Olele Kinsing. Kwekwahi, thank you very much. But do you think he can unify the team? Because that's the critical thing. I know some Black Stars players were not happy when he was reappointed.
He needs to start for himself. He needs to show the aggressiveness and assertion he's supposed to have his control over the team. Once he starts working on himself, he'll get everybody to support him. So it begins.
Thank you very much, Kwekwahi, for joining me to do this discussion. And of course, to our team who were down there at the Ghana Football Association Secretariat in Accra. Benedict was leading that effort. Thank you very much for that. And of course, for all of you who called us and spent time to watch us, my name is George Addo Jr. This has been a special edition of Sports Today, really extended, because we were talking a whole lot about the unveiling of Coach Kwesi Appiah, who's the man in charge of the Black Stars. We know what he will do, what he says he will do, and a big thank you to the entire team that put this together. He's told us about what he wants to do. Let's see if he can do it. I'm George Addo Jr. Good afternoon.